So the question is this: if that is the case, so have you borrowed money? I did ask this question to quite many of them. So did you borrow money in your child's name and social security numbers and then decide to go on a trip overseas? And then you go on a trip overseas to enjoy yourself, take a long vacation, take off from work, and then you are spending the money you borrowed in your child's name and social security number. Maybe you borrowed it as their whatever, education. I don't know if it's possible. And then you squandered it and you lived your life so that when you die, your children will pay it. God forbid, of course, those I ask, God forbid I should do something like that. But it is okay for our country to live on 80 cents on every dollar is borrowed from China. And we expect that our children are going to pay it. What kind of a parent, some of them ask, what kind of a parent will do that kind of a thing? What kind of a parent leaves to their children the kind of debt that we have without a plan of how to pay back and when to pay back, to make sure that our children do not have to suffer it, not have to pay back for that by increasing our taxes. We're already talking about how to increase our taxes. And of course, people confess and say, oh, it doesn't matter. They don't think about that, but they talk about curses, self-curse. When the decisions that we make as Christians binds us and holds us onto a satanic curse for decisions that are made for us, that we supported and agreed. That's democracy. So when you decide to make your vote and cast your vote, you have to ask yourself deeply, what is the impact of the decisions that you are making and how does it affect other people? So is that fair and just? Is that what God would have done? What do you think Jesus Christ will say about something like this? If you go to Christ and Christ shows up to you right now and he asks you these questions, what do you think about what is going on with all the abortions going on and all the people being killed in this country and all these things that is targeting this violence against different ethnic groups that are suffering that more? What will be your answer? So what will be your answer? What about the debt that they have accumulated and left for their children and children to pay? What about immigration? Open the border and the border and bring people everywhere in the world and then let them come and take over the jobs while the African Americans go. No, self-esteem is low. People can't get a job. I used to get a call a lot about people looking for a job, looking for money and this like that. And of course, we know I haven't been getting that call, which is a good thing. That a lot of them have one thing or another that is sustaining them and they're living some kind of a life. But the impact of some of these decisions are questions that everybody will have to ask on that last day. So I bring this message up in today's The Way Forward to say that if I had kept quiet, then it wouldn't also be fair and just to Donald Trump. Of course, people say he's a racist, but he's not a racist because I am a black man. And I'm not any of his advisor for disclosure's sake, for he does not pay me any dime. I have not received a dime from any one of them for any of my counsel. The counsel is not mine. It comes from God. And because the counsel comes from God, it is free, for all the gifts of God is free. God made his gift available to us and he made it to us to be free. So I want you to also think about this, that as a man of God who gives out information to people on different occasions, you will notice that it's not the first time we've been trying to give information to people, but not everybody receives it. And of course, if he's a racist, he doesn't need to think or take anything from someone like me, because some of you might have heard me make a reference to messages that I had given to him, which he took. And of course, I'm going to do something I have not done before, because the Lord put it in my head, in my mind, spoke to me about this, and for me to speak about it, because it will not be fair to be silent while Donald Trump is being persecuted, when actually he was just being obedient to the commands the Lord has given. If you know, in the book of 1 King in chapter 18, if you read from verse 7, you will see the encounter Elijah had with Obadiah. When Obadiah showed up and said that he's there to see the king, Obadiah was nervous that, oh no, the one that I will go to tell him before I come, the Spirit of the Lord have taken you, well, God knows where he will take you, and then the king will kill me. But what I want you to understand from that, which is actually, you see that all through the scriptures, back then, people used to pay attention and hear what men of God had to do. When a man of God shows up at the city gate, the king comes down from his throne and down to meet him. It's not because of the man himself, but because of who he represents, God. He comes down from his throne to go to meet the man of God, who is from heaven, who represents God, who is the King of the kings. So that's a respect and honor to whom that it is due. Because of course, people dismiss the word of man of God today, and the world has gone crazy. So I am a black man. We have a lot of white pastors that are debating. Some of them are white, and some of them are not. And when they gather, they are debating. The Lord showed me some of them where they were debating. That must not be real. It must be from Satan, a black man. Why would God use a black man like me in the things and the signs and the wonders and the prophecies that you have been receiving? Of course, we still have racism. We have racism in the church. There are a lot of people that are thinking and saying that among themselves, and the Lord shared that with me. God can share anything to you that you don't know if you are with the Lord. And I'm aware of it, not that it bothers me because I've been called worse names, but names don't bother me. Neither can what people say judge me. But I wanted to say that to say, these are men of God. They say they are men of God, but they say those things. Oh, he's black. Why must he be a black person? Oh, some people say, oh, I wish he's white. So these are the kind of conversations which is not irrelevant. But one thing I can say to you is that Donald Trump is not one of those people. If I was that racist, that right from before he even began, when he was running, his campaign, have been attentive to every message that I have given them. And today, I'm going to read a few things from you so that you will hear. This is a letter that was sent to Donald Trump on October 24, 2016. And the message, I'm not going to share with you because I'm going to read some things here. Quite a lot of messages are classified and private. We don't normally share a private information, but I'm only going